I can't seem to find any seashells. Wait, what is this? That's right, you guys. Just a month after the Fall Festival contest had concluded, the new High Seas contest began. Just over 3 weeks after the conclusion of the Fall Festival contest, the build contest received a teaser, which was the first time this had ever happened. At that time, the first video contest was in full swing. However, just 3 days after the winners were announced for the video contest, the new build contest, High Seas, would be announced. This was the beginning of the greatest contest phase in Rec Room's history. There were contests back to back, one right after the other, with all types of contests being used. Seemingly out of the blue, Mama Monkey posted a link saying, "I'm just gonna leave this here." The YouTube video was titled Contest Announcement. That could mean only one thing. The contest was now. The contest community was ecstatic. Everyone started placing their bets. Jeff guessed correctly, but not really correct, so Awesome Sauce was the closest to the actual theme. On the 29th of November 2019, the video premiered on Rec Room's YouTube channel. This was the first ever contest announcement video. Ryu, Mama Monkey, Marisa, and Alkmaar introduced the new contest, through good use of puns.
I know you've all been waiting to see what the next contest is going to be.
With nothing to tide you over.
Well, it's finally time to ship it.
Ugh.
This contest differed from the rest, turning the expectations of contests close to what most are familiar with. This was the bridge to the new era of contests. Here are some of the important changes to rules and rewards.
As previously stated, this was the first contest to use the contest announcement videos. The contest timeline was introduced on the contest details page. Staff received the ability to invite anyone, whether they were friends or not. This made inviting contestants to the roomies easier. The following rules were added. One additional player may be issued the Best Trailer trophy, if they are not an owner or co-owner of the room, but only if they assisted in the creation of the trailer and are credited in the room's description. The owner and co-owners of the room will also receive the trophy. This rule did not change until the Solar Punk contest in 2025. In Rule 5, this sentence was added. Rec Room staff cannot determine the best category for your room for you. This was mainly a problem for the activity and hangout maps, as sometimes they overlapped, and so they'd ask some of the staff what category they should choose. The staff must have gotten a little bit annoyed with this, as it happened fairly frequently. The other notable changes are that the Best Animation trophy was added to the special awards. This was also the final contest to award 2 Avatar cosmetic sets. It was also the final contest to award a named Maker Pen. All Maker Pens were named after contests after this one. For example, Contest 2.0 gave the Wood and Gold Maker Pen, Fantasy gave the Dragon Maker Pen, Time Travel gave the Steampunk Pen, Fall Festival gave the Jack-o'-lantern Pen, and this contest, well, we'll get into it. Since we're already on the subject, let's move into the rewards. First place would receive the Gold Maker Pen trophy, the Diver wetsuit and tank, the red and gold Sea Captain jacket and hat, and lastly, not the High Seas Maker Pen, but the Stormy Seas Maker Pen. Second place would receive the Silver Maker Pen trophy and only the Avatar cosmetics. and third place would receive the Bronze Maker Pen trophy and only the Avatar torso pieces. As per usual, let's explore whether these were recolors or contest originals. The contest sets were announced on the 29th of November 2019, but weren't released until 3 days after the roomies on the 21st of January 2020. I hate being the bearer of bad news, but don't shoot the messenger, please. The Sea Captain set was just barely late, by 2 years. The original Sea Captain set was released in early April 2018. The red and gold Sea Captain set from this contest is indeed a recolor. But then what about the diver set? At first, I really couldn't remember seeing a diver set in the game. Well, there is this deep sea diver, but that's completely different. Then I remembered this set, the surfer set. They look close enough. This surfer wetsuit was released in June of 2023, so obviously the diver suit and tank are original. But this is where I was wrong. I had continued my search just in case, and there are diver wetsuits in the game. And here they are, the blue and orange scuba wetsuits released in the shop. Here we can see the new tag telling us that this is a first release. It all comes down to when this photo was taken. Before I reveal the date, determining whether the contest wetsuit is a recolor or original, I wanted to quickly give some nice trivia. What Rec Room original features the contest diver wetsuit? Put your guesses down in the comments. You might as well like the video and subscribe while you're down there. Have you commented your guess? I don't believe you. If you guessed Stunt Runner, congratulations. You'd be wrong. It was actually orientation. You can find the Rec Citizen doing some stretching in the yoga studio. The blue and orange scuba sets were released on the 8th of July 2020, which is after the conclusion of the High Seas contest, making the contest diver gear originals. This is the first time since the fantasy contest. We can now discuss the map that led to this treasure. The contest timeline shows us a fairly good picture. The build phase began on the 29th of November, or when the contest was first announced, and ran until the 23rd of December. From then until the 6th of January, the play phase would be run. On the 6th of January and onward, the judges would check out the top 7 rooms for each category. The winners and special awards would be announced at the roomies on the 18th of January. Atlas continued the tradition of hosting the pre-event, which was hosted in the room High Seas pre-event. Crafty Sponge, Human, Party Cow, Mr. Rex, Dr. Doom, Marisa, and Clarity all helped in the room's creation. Speaking of tradition, those invited to the roomies received a white box, just like last contest. The roomies were hosted in the same room as the previous contest, but with a different stage decor. The livestream is currently unlisted, but may be found in the Rec Room's livestreams playlist. You can celebrate the winning creators and visit their rooms through the room High Seas winners. You can also watch a video Rec Room posted High Seas creator winners. When you set sail for those high seas, you get salty just like me. After some players found out that they hadn't made top 7, they demanded to know why. They didn't understand that publishing their room early would hinder their progress. They received most of their visits and engagement in the build phase, not the play phase. This caused someone to come up with the idea of an overlap period between the build and play phases. This was an idea Mama Monkey and Ryu both liked. The playtest phase would be seen in upcoming contests. There was also a discussion over 3 rooms who some believed didn't have a clear tie to the High Seas theme. It seemed some maps were nominated for the roomies that had only a body of water in the background. At least one of these maps that were called out was a runner-up in the final results. receiving both prizes and a trophy. But I guess that's just water under the bridge now. Rextorians, thank you so much for joining me in the library today and sticking it out until now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would really encourage each of you to check out all of the High Seas rooms. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.